Silver's on the scene. It is Monday, October 14th. Happy Monday to everyone. Hope your weekend, this past weekend, was fantastic, great, very eventful, and fun. And I hope you're ready to get the week started. Push forward, right? Hope everyone has a great, happy week. Let's jump into this. We have a lot to cover. And so let's just real quickly go through this. Disclaimer, allegedly and in my opinion. Everything you see in this video is allegedly and in my opinion. Nothing is a fact. It is all an opinion. Hope you enjoy the video. Do your own research. Everything alleged in my opinion. As soon as we have all the facts, we will find Sebastian. So that's why we're here, right? Sebastian Rogers, missing now. Let's throw this up right here. Gone 231 days. That is 33 weeks. That is 7 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days. Ladies and gentlemen, in 12 short days, Saturday, October 26, 2024, it will be 8 months. 8 months, Sebastian Rogers has been missing from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Gone. Positive news, $125,000 reward. Ladies and gentlemen, go back a month or so ago, we had no reward. Then the FBI with their $50,000 reward. Then we had, you remember this came out, right? With a $50,000, or say his name. Say his name, Sebastian Rogers. And we had our $50,000 reward. We saw this picture for the first time. Then a week or so later, boom, Dog the Bounty Hunter gets involved, and we end up with a $100,000 reward. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as of yesterday, I'm aware of, Sunday, October 13th, $25,000 more dollars added. Why is this? People need to be speaking up. There's a couple of things when you bring rewards into it. Number one, they're looking for people to come forth. Somebody may have everything that happened on the evening of the 25th, early morning hours of the 26th. That's one thing. Second thing is more people getting involved. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but $125,000 is a lot of money. $50,000 was a lot. $75,000, then quickly to $100,000, now $125,000. Let's say his name. Let's keep the awareness alive. Let's share these flyers. Let's share this flyer. Let's share and say his name. Okay? So we can find him and bring him home. That is the goal. Let there be no distraction in finding Sebastian. Okay? So let's get back into our video here and what we're going to talk about. Say his name, Sebastian Rogers. Threw up a little thing to show you what we're going to be talking about and kind of give you a rundown. So tonight's video, 10/14/24, we just talked about how long he's been gone, and it's too long. In this video, search recap. What I found, what I discovered, what I searched over this past weekend, both in Hendersonville, his hometown, Hendersonville, Tennessee, as well as West Tennessee, which is basically North Mississippi. We're also going to talk about what did he say? Who is he? Ooh, and what did he say? Court ruling, I'm going to hit on it just real quick because that to me becomes a distraction, right? That to me becomes a distraction. And what do we say? Let there be no distraction. So we want to just hit on that real quick and what it means for all of us. A new theory. I want to give you my new theory and what it all means. Okay? So let's jump right into search recap. Okay? So here's what I did. I was able to go to the Hendersonville area and spend some time out there. And where I started on that search was right here. And just bear with me when I pull this up. Boom. Okay? Right where I started on that search was in the town of Hendersonville, Tennessee, about 2.4 miles. 2.4 miles from Sebastian's home, you'll find this pond. Okay, sits right off the road. It's in the northwest direction, and so I will explain while I'm searching here a little later when we bring up the new theory, right? But I searched here. I searched back in these woods all around through. Very interesting search. The feelings I got, this pond is very suspect. And at the current time, as of today, 10/14/24, Monday, I do not know how to search water. I don't have any equipment. I don't have a way to just start walking in there. I don't know how deep it could be. So that's one thing I'm looking at, but I'm also reaching out to TBI, FBI, as well as some others to see, A, has this ever been searched? And B, who can we get out there to search it? So that's number one on the list. Let's keep rolling. Number two on the list was this. What is this, ladies and gentlemen? What is this? I'll bring it down a little bit more so you can see here. See my hand? There's a row bar. We got, see here, let's go to rebar. A rebar that I know they use in construction. Of course, this is cement. There's some type of blue tape. You zoom in right here, you're going to see something coming out that could be like a rope or something frayed. It just looked really suspicious out there. This is about 3/10 of a mile from the pond, a little bit further from his house. So here I'm at 2.4 miles from the house, and here I'm at 2.7 miles approximately from the house, less than 3 miles. Very suspicious, been reported to the TBI. What else did I find suspicious? Let's throw this up. We'll get to that in a minute. We're jumping ahead of ourselves. Bear with me just 1 second, and we will throw this up. Here we go. Just down from this, and I actually saw the carpet row before I saw the cement. Just down from this, same area. You have this tire, of course, lots of tires always out there, and this big roll of carpet. Now, with all the moss and stuff, maybe it's been there a long time, but then again, with the rains and the water, who knows if it's been there 7 months or 2 years. But it's suspicious to me. One, I couldn't move it, really rolled up a lot. It's a lot of carpet. And two, I'm a pretty good ways from the road here. I'm not just off the road, so maybe it's so heavy it rode down this far, but it was suspicious. But here's where we get really crazy. Now, let me back up. So this, and the pond have all been reported to TBI. I believe they need to go out there and check these, right? Especially something like this. What is that? I think I say in my video, yes, it's shaped like a head. We'll see. So, someone had sent in, as you do, and thank you all, subscribers and watchers. You're watching our videos, and they come in right here, and they were looking at this. Well, if you zoom in on this, you're just going to see that this is rock. I just lost my foot in there. Hold on 1 second. What is happening here? Silvers. I think Silvers is still asleep. Okay, here we go. Right here. Okay, what that's going to be is some rock, okay, like slate rock. Nothing really to do anything. But what's great about someone pointing this out is it led me to go back and watch the video. So, I want to show you something. Let's watch this.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know if this was on. I think I got confused between photo and video.
Take a look right over in here.
These woods,
Here's what we just saw.
3 miles from Sebastian's home.
Look right over here.
Just come across this carpet.
You see this right here? Ladies and gentlemen, you see this right here? Let's keep it rolling.
I'm not going to be able to move it. It has too much weight on it. There's a tire. It was probably dumped with a bunch of other trash, because I've been noticing stuff from flooring installers.
So as I went back to watch this video, to zoom in right here, what I was being told about, I started seeing something. As you can see, when the video first starts.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know if this was on.
Right here. you can't really see anything back here. But as the video
I think I
continues
got
on,
confused between photos.
especially right there, you can't see anything. The camera's around my neck, GoPro.
I'm
And
deep in these woods,
then
3
it's
miles,
dark,
less
it's
than 3
dark,
miles
it's
from
dark, it's
Sebastian's
dark, and then boom,
Just
something
come
starts
across this
materializing.
carpet,
There's
very
something there,
suspicious.
ladies and gentlemen. There is something right here. Take a look at this. There is something there. It's hard to get so you don't get blurry. So let me show you some views that I pulled up. Okay. This one and this one are from my TV screen. You see how it pixelates out? I think that looks like a hip bone or a pelvic bone. Could this be part of the spine? Let's take a look at it again here. We'll go to this one. You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Sockets to where the legs would come down. This looks like a hip. Could it be a hip bone, a pelvic bone of an animal? We know I found in this area just before I saw this, I actually found deer bones. Could this be the other part of the deer? So, what have we done about this? Give me your thoughts, what you think it may be. What have I done about this? You see it right here. Let's play a little bit more.
Very suspicious. I'm not going to be able to move it. It has too much weight on it. There's a tire. It was probably done
right there. You see it? So, question: what is it? So it has been submitted to the TBI and FBI as well. It's an addition to what I'd already found in that area. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, these are those days when I watch and I find something. Thank you for who sent it in and got me in that part of my video. And those are the things I always wonder about, right? Why were they looking at this, which led me to see this? It could be nothing. It could be a bag. It could be styrofoam. But it looks like bone to me. Is it animal or is it human? That's the question. Okay? That's the question. So I took what I already sent to TBI and FBI and I followed again with this information to check that out. So now I'll have to follow up to make sure. If I had one thing I would want them to check is this pond. This pond sits just off the road. It's big. It's probably deep in this area. Could Sebastian have fallen in or, in my opinion, been placed in? Okay. Now, let's jump from his home in Hendersonville. We're going to jump across over to Horn Lake, Mississippi first. And here we go. A lot of questions on the fireplace in the abandoned house. Here we go. This is a gas log fireplace. No chimney. No chimney. See that? Okay, so take a look. This right there. I want you to notice all this rust. This has been here for a while. Some of the comments I've seen is, could this been made to hide something behind it? I don't think so. There's a lot of cobwebs here. This shows where, like I said in the video, it was one of the quickest things I was able to look at to clear in my searches. And but I understand why people wanted me to get back there and look. I totally get that. It makes sense. This again is the power of the videos. This is the power of the videos because you see something that I was standing right beside and didn't see. So by you seeing that, I got myself back over there, and you see, and I'm trying to find this photo right here, and you see, okay, what everyone was noticing was how clean it was around here, especially inside the fireplace, right? So yes, if that had a chimney, could something be stuck up in there? And the answer is no. So we cleared that out. Okay. We went from the fireplace to, not there, from the fireplace, we went over to the pet grave. And let's take a look at this. It's got the pet, of course. We're going to flip it over.
This was bought at, does that say Carson?
So it's Carson's Home. Let's see, is it furnishings?
I don't want to leave the ground. I'm gonna have to take a photo of that. Carson Home Accents.
Carson Home Accents. So doesn't really matter, I believe, where it was bought from. What I was looking at is the back. I was looking for Sebastian's name. I was looking for February 26, 2024. I was looking for something, a green heart, something that would identify, and there wasn't anything. So that was number one. Okay. Number two is just looking. I keep pulling the wrong pictures up. Apologies. Just looking to see. We'll pull this right here up because this is it. So I'm seeing Carson's Accents. Just looking to see if anything stood out different from when I was there, right at about 2 weeks ago from this past time. So here we go. So a couple things. Silvers 2 was with me. She fully believed it was pet grave. It didn't look as big as it did before. Nothing looked disturbed. You know, someone had mentioned maybe the rocks had been moved in, but these rocks, as you can see, when I moved a few of these rocks over, they've been there a minute. So what we, you know, one of the things Silvers 2 said, I say it in the video, is she says, you know, there could have been a home here 10 years ago and they buried their pet. And every year they come out, pay respects, and put a new heart down. Because it doesn't look like these things. Maybe some new rocks too. But it just, the bottom line is we do not believe it's human, that it is a pet. And so that's cleared. The last part of the search when it came to Horn Lake was over by the church. You can watch that last video I just posted, and that was from a subscriber who said, hey, there's a church nearby, you know, Proudfoot. Chris had said, go to church, Seth, if you want to find your son. So allegedly, could he put him somewhere near a church, alleged. So we cleared that out. So that took care of the searches over there. And so what I'll do is, well, I'll wait. I'm going to come back from the searches to the new theory, because once I've completed searches and followed up on tips, people have said, hey, did you check this, such as the fireplace? Then I got to ask myself, what's next? Next time I put boots on the ground, where will I be? Will I be in Mississippi? Will I be in Hendersonville? And with that comes a new theory, and I'll share that with you shortly. So let's jump into what did he say? What did he say? Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, none of this is fact. And what I'm about to tell you now is what they would say hearsay as well. But I was contacted by someone who worked with Chris Proudfoot in the past. Contacted by them maybe a couple of weeks ago through email. It's taken that long, maybe 10 days ago, for me to get things together and be able to get them on the phone and talk. I'm not going to reveal a name, as I said I won't. I had to say this person was good person, and probably wouldn't even mind if I did, but I'm not going to do that. As I've told you before, you know, I want someone who may have something to share to feel comfortable that they can tell me these things. I can share it publicly here in a forum, free speech, discuss this, and it's not a distraction. Okay? It's not a distraction. Listen, remember, okay? Couple of things. Say his name, and we're not allowing any distractions. So why are we about to discuss what we're about to discuss? Because allegedly, in my opinion, and in most people's opinion that share their thoughts with me, and you hear on other channels, the stepdad, Chris Proudfoot, and the mother, Katie Proudfoot, feels like they're hiding something. If they're not, I'm wrong, come out and tell us. But it feels like they're hiding something. Where were you for 17 hours? What were you doing 12 hours in the home? Your son is missing, and we want to help you find him. Do you want to find him? Why are you omitting things? Why are you Why are you answering questions and then all of a sudden you don't want to answer anymore? Okay, so I got on the phone with this person. Person currently not working with Chris Proudfoot and not when Sebastian went missing, but has worked in the past. So what are we determining here? I just want to know what kind of person he is and what that person thinks with this going on. A lot of people have talked about money, the Proudfoot money, or rather the Bower Sox money. Allegedly, in this guy's opinion, and others I've heard, they've got money. Okay? And with that comes not only the ability to do things, but in this person's opinion, Chris feels like they'll do anything for him. One phone call, and they're there. How does this relate to Sebastian and finding Sebastian? Did they get a phone call that night from Chris? When it was time, in my opinion, to remove Sebastian from the home, were they part of that? If they will be there, as most parents will for their kids, would they go that far? Questions we're asking. Okay? Was it more than two people involved, CPKP? Were there other people involved, Bower Sox? Question mark. I'm just looking at my notes I took as I'm talking to this person. No one knew about Sebastian until the next day. Now, this person doesn't work on that job site, but he knows people who do, who were there with Proudfoot. And as I was told from the previous person who was there that day, removed from the crane, 11 a.m., gone. And I knew when he left they didn't know about Sebastian being missing. Well, I found out they didn't know until the next day. They didn't know until the next day. Question: would Chris have continued working had he not been removed from the crane? Said this about the crane. Why would you be on the crane at 5:15? Why would you be on the crane before daylight? No one operates a tower crane before daylight. It makes no sense. Just think about it. Common sense. Okay? Common sense. What else? Allegedly, in this guy's opinion, that this is big on the disappearance of Sebastian. Allegedly in this guy's opinion, he's telling me that Chris Proudfoot didn't work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Let me repeat that. Sebastian goes missing on the 25th, 26th, Sunday, Monday. That Saturday before the 24th, that Friday before the 23rd, and that Thursday the 22nd, I'm being told. What did he say? He said Chris didn't work those 4 days. Went on to say this: if I didn't work for 4 days and had 4 days off, I would go to my family. I would go to my family. I would go to my wife. Where did Chris go? We don't know. He says he wasn't in town. You're telling me you had 4 days off, allegedly, and you didn't come home to see Katie? Question marks. So we go back to no distractions. But these things are question marks because, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, I feel strongly about this. Chris and Katie know what happened to Sebastian. There you go. What are they hiding? What are they hiding? Okay? Theory on this guy, not my theory. Theory on this guy is Chris's parents were involved. And with the whole RV situation and them getting their RV and them going to Alaska, that he feels strongly that that could be where Sebastian is. Somewhere between Hendersonville and Alaska. I've never gone down that route. I know other people have. By just sharing what he told me, what he believes. And Other things being spoken are just how Chris's behavior is. Everything we've heard on the call-in interviews out of his own mouth, how he gets irate, how he gets angry, and people will say, "Why are you getting so angry?" That is allegedly, from this guy's opinion, how he is. He's that way. He can be that way on the job site. He can be that way when you go out and have some beers, when you go out to dinner. It's just the personality trait. I used to think it was something because of the stress of Sebastian being missing, and maybe they didn't know, and maybe he felt like he was being attacked. I don't think it takes that. From what I'm hearing, this is who he is all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll sum this up, and I'm not trying to assassinate a character here. I'm not trying to do that at all. I'm just trying to see what kind of stepdad was in this house with this boy who is now missing, and I feel like this stepdad is hiding things. It's a consensus. He's not a likable guy. I've said this before. Based on his own words, he makes himself unlikable. Well, now I've spoken to two different people who share the same feeling. Just not someone you can trust. Okay? There's a few choice words that I say. I'll keep it clean for this. I won't say those words. But it was strong opinions from both. Okay? Okay? So, the other thing I was told, and I'll be very careful on this, but I'm going to say it, then I'm going to jump into court rule, and it's kind of go in line. Allegedly, in this guy's opinion, like I said, if I was in a court of law, this would be hearsay. I'm just sharing the message. Allegedly, in this guy's opinion, he overheard Chris say at one point in time, a couple of years ago, several years ago, actually, long before Sebastian went missing. I got two things. One other thing is that if I ever unalive someone, you would never find the body. If I ever unalive someone, you would never find the body. This is an alleged over here from a person telling me, in their opinion, from what they heard him say, if I unalive someone, you'd never find the body. Why do I bring that up? I only bring it up because out of his own words, Chris keeps stating, you're never going to find Sebastian. Was what he said 3 years ago a foreshadowing to where we are now? Allegedly. Allegedly. Hearsay. And lastly, and this goes to, can he trust a Chris Proudfoot? This guy worked with Chris many years ago. And we all know that at that time, 3 years ago, he was still or was married with a Katie, and Sebastian was his stepson. These guys worked with Chris and never knew he was married and never knew he had a stepson. They were aware of his daughter. They were aware of his daughter. They were not aware of his stepson, Sebastian Rogers, or his wife, Katie Proudfoot. Allegedly, from what I was told. So, don't want to spend a lot of time on it other than telling that this guy was more than happy to tell me these things because he feels strongly one of the first things out of his mouth, Chris had something to do with this. I do too, in my opinion. Once again, hey, come here, take a look here. None of this is fact. It's our opinions. But in our opinions, and we have the right to voice our opinion, Chris is hiding something. Katie is hiding something. I believe the Bauer Sox are hiding something. What did these four do? And that's where what we need to find out. And law enforcement needs to find out as we continue to not have distractions and finding somebody. Because our job is to find him. Let's go find him. Let's go find him. Let's keep searching for him. We just talked about search recaps. We're coming up with where we're going to go next. Real quick on the court ruling. So thank you to the guy. He knows who he is. Said I could use his information. I appreciate him. He was a good guy. And I'll probably speak to him again at some point in time. But thank you for that time and your time and sharing what you did with me. Because what's the opposite of that? If the opposite was great person, never said anything about certain things he said, not an aggressor, not someone who gets in fights, not someone who does things like that, then it's a different person, right? But a lot of what we've seen, basically what you've heard Michael and seen on the channels and the interviews, that's him. That's him. Angry, mean. So now jump into the court ruling, because it also, and this one can become a distraction, but it shouldn't be. Listen very carefully here, okay? Let's stop for a minute. Let's do this. Say his name. Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian Rogers. Easiest thing you can do, say his name. Gone 231, excuse me. Yes, 231 days. It's 33 weeks. I get to the 33 weeks. Today, 33 weeks ago. 231 days. So the court ruling. We all know the creator out there was pulled into court, protective order, all this. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to be watching this and listening. If you have a YouTube channel and it's not about Sebastian, if you just have a YouTube channel about anything, you do a daily vlog, you walk around and you ride a ride and give your opinion on it. Okay? You see a show and say, oh, the guy was no good. Yeah? We all have our right to our opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, this creator has never met the Proudfoots. Okay? She's never spoken to them. And yet there's a protective order. What does a protective order do? She wasn't around them anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, there's what's called public property. You know, you can go on YouTube right now and you can watch a lot of videos where people are on public property filming whatever, a building, a job site, a home. Now, some people say, is it really right? Kind of creepy? Maybe it is kind of creepy, okay? I'm not saying it's not. I'm not disagreeing. But the reality is, it's not illegal. If you're standing on a sidewalk in a public town, and I mean on public property on a sidewalk, and you can video something that's behind fences, it can be seen from there, you're protected. Now, why would you do it? And maybe it's a little crazy to do it. I'm just saying that's what can happen. So when you drive through a neighborhood, someone drives through my neighborhood, I drive through someone else's neighborhood, slow, fast. We don't want to go fast. So don't go fast. We got kids playing. But you slowly go through a neighborhood. What is that? That's driving through a public road, a public neighborhood. Okay? Now you pull into someone's driveway, you get out into their yard, and you start calling. That's different. But none of that's been done. Why would it be done? Right? Why would it be done? But the biggest thing I wanted to talk about here was freedom of speech, ladies and gentlemen. Being able to state someone's opinion. Just about every video I've ever watched on YouTube, especially when you talk about true crime, is about your opinion of something. I believe she unalived him, or I believe he did this to her, or I believe that. These are the things. You know, nothing we speak, sometimes we speak and it sounds like fact, but it's not fact. If you look at my last video, when I was in the Horn Lake area, I made a point to say, all of this is alleged. We are searching for Sebastian. If we knew the facts of what happened that night, if we knew where he was, well, then we would be bringing this to closure for Seth Rogers, who I believe is just in, you know, as he stated one time, one long continuous day. So all I really want to say is we have to be vigilant in our freedom of speech. We all have a voice. Whether you have a channel, whether you're not doesn't have to be YouTube. It could be TikTok. It could be Facebook. It could be Twitter, Instagram, social media as a whole. For you to be able to state your opinion, that's your freedom of speech. And I want to highlight this right here really good. Okay, this video itself, I'm going to get some comment that's going to say, you're this or you're that or you don't know what you're. Okay. Do I like those comments? No, I don't. But there's a couple of things with them. Number one, everyone has the right to their opinion. So I'm not going to delete that comment. I've had people come to me and say, hey, can you delete this person's comments? He's rude, he's this. I said, I understand he's rude. Don't engage with him. Just don't engage. That's the second part. I may not like the comment, and I'm a human being, and it may rub me the wrong way, but you will not see me lash out. You will not see me fight back, if you will, because everyone has the right to their opinion. I'm going to give you a story real quick of a movie I watched. It's a Nicolas Cage movie, and he was playing twins, and they were in a moment where they thought they were going to die. Somebody was chasing them, they were hiding out, and the one twin was kind of an outgoing, where the other twin wasn't as outgoing. And the one that was more introverted looks at the one that was outgoing and said, man, I want to tell you, I've respected you. I've looked up to you my whole life. Remember when we were on the playground in middle school, and we were like 10 years old or 12 years old, and you went over and you kissed Becky or whoever, right? And did you know what happened when you walked away? All those kids were laughing at you. They were making fun of you. And she was too. Why did you do that? And the response was this: because I liked her. I wanted her to know I liked her. I know they were laughing. I know they were making fun. But I was doing what I believe was right for me. She never went out with me. She made fun of me, and but they have a right to. That was the point. They have a right to. Okay? People have a right to their opinion, and that's why this court ruling is so important. We can't allow freedom of speech to be taken. And anyone on YouTube, corporate YouTube, needs to be watching this, because YouTube has somewhere around 64 million creators and 114 million, I believe it is, accounts. I don't know how they differentiate between accounts and creators. You know, if you have an account, you're a creator, in my opinion. But over 100 million. We can't let our freedom of speech go. So you got to help and stand up for that, okay? Everyone has a right. And here's the other thing, too. For those people who are saying, she shouldn't be saying this, she shouldn't be saying that, well, maybe you shouldn't be saying some of the things in the comments. What's different between taking her video and saying negative things in your video about her than her just saying what she's saying in her videos? We got to really watch out for one another. I will end the court ruling with this: let's all help one another. Another movie, Aunt May's Grave. It says, when you help one, you help all. On the headstone, when you help one, you help all. So help one today. Help one tomorrow. Let's all work together. Because what are we doing? We're trying to find Sebastian Rogers. And we're only going to find him through searching and working together. So, I'll end the court ruling with this: freedom of speech, we all have it. Don't let it be taken away. State that your videos are not fact. State that this is your opinion. State entertainment purposes only. State do your own research. All these things people say, because I don't want anybody coming after me. I have a right for my opinion, right? And they have a right to theirs. So if they want to rebuttal me in their own video or put in the comment that I'm wrong according to them, they have their right. And I will never remove any of those. So I love the positive ones. Thank you for those. The negative ones, I don't engage in drama. Let there be no distraction in finding Sebastian. Okay? All right. So let's jump on now. New theory. Okay, so we've had the search. We know basically what the new person I spoke to said. It patterns and mirrors what the last person I spoke to said. There's inconsistencies when it comes to this person. Why are there inconsistencies? New theory. For the longest, I thought Sebastian was over in the Horn Lake, South Haven, Memphis, the Mississippi, the Memphis, Tennessee area. And anything's possible. Like I said, I wish I could state fact. It's not. It's in my opinion. My opinion. I've been running through a new theory. And this is why I did the searching here, okay? And why you saw this happen, right? When I fell. Let's watch it real quick. Let's lighten this thing up.
We have right now essentially three things. Oh. Okay. Okay. That hurt.
Did you hear this? I think Silvers 2 got the biggest kick out of that hurt. Funny thing was on that fall, when I fell, it felt like it was 5 minutes falling down. It was real quick, cameras around my neck. My right hand tried to catch me, and I've never seen my fingers bend back like that. I'm shocked I didn't break a finger. Before this fall, a few hours earlier, when I took off to search, I took some Advil because I have back issues, and I felt like my hip was shifted a little bit on my left side. Several hours after this fall, thinking I was going to be really sore, only thing that was hurting was my hand, really. Thank goodness, right? But I think when I hit on the right side of I shifted my hip. I go to a chiropractor all the time. So I think I shifted my hip. So when it was all said and done, I woke up that was on Thursday. I woke up on Friday morning. I was like, wow, guess what? I feel better except for my hand. My hand, I really extended those tendons and ligaments, but thankfully nothing broken. And I think when you're out looking for this boy and you're doing right and we're trying to find him, you're protected in some way. And I really think that, and I could have easily twisted, sprang, broke something, and I didn't. So I'm very thankful in that. But it's also a little funny too, right? So, but I'm over here because my new theory. This is about 2.4 miles from Sebastian's home. So was where I fell. The funky looking concrete, the possible pelvic bone in the woods, the carpet roll. My theory is they want to say Sebastian walked out of the home. And if he did walk out of the home, he knew how to go to his dad's. And if he followed the roads, he would go northwest. And that's where these places are. Northwest from the home. Less than 3 miles. In my opinion, did he walk? No. In my opinion, was he carried over there? Yes. By who? I have my thoughts on that too. I think I don't even need to state it. And was he possibly placed over here somewhere? I believe so. So, I'm going to say to those who live in the area, who have a chance to go after work on the weekends, because I'm not going to be back for several weeks. I'm hoping sooner than later. But my new theory is he's somewhere not far from the home in the northwest direction, and I would say 10 miles or less. So if you're in the area, if you're going to the area, take a look in that direction. And let's all keep our eyes and ears open for Sebastian. So what does it all mean? Let's just do a real big recap here, right? What does all this mean? We'll start with this. What does it all mean? It all means this. Constantly say his name. Share flyers. Print them out. Hand them to people. I don't think he is, but he may still be alive. And if he is, people need to know he's missing. You've got the $125,000 reward. That's big, people. That's big. Share this flyer. Share this flyer. Share the original flyer that came out. Just share a photo of him, right? Just share a photo. Look at this right here when you throw this up right here. Just share photos. I love this photo. Silvers 2 loves this photo. Share the photos. Get his face out there and let there be no distraction in finding him. We have to find him. Okay? Bottom line is I went through, okay, let's continue on. What else? I say, what else does this mean? What does it all mean? What did he say, court ruling? Okay. Those can be distractions. I think it's pretty clear someone's hiding something. In my opinion, stepdad, mom, and possibly even stepdad's parents. My opinion, right? My beliefs. But are they going to speak and tell us? I don't believe so. But we don't need them to. You know, I think I mentioned this in the last video, a couple of videos ago, when I spoke to the first person I spoke to. I spoke to that person again too. I don't know if I mentioned that in the video. So since I spoke to the person currently at the job site, over the last several weeks, I spoke to that person again. I think I did mention that in the video, and they were pleased I didn't use their name. And so over the last 10 days or so it's been, I spoke to them again, as well as this new person. And where am I going with this? What I'm saying is, he said to me, "Oh, did you want to know where Chris is?" And I said, "No, I don't know. At this point, I don't care where he is. I want to know where Sebastian is. I was just trying to find where Chris was in the past to help us lead to where Sebastian is today. But I could care less where he is. I'm looking for his stepson. I'm looking for Sebastian Rogers. Okay? So we're going to continue to search. Get out there, get boots on the ground. What does it all mean? There's a lot of theories out there. I just shared mine with you. If you're in that area, go look in that area. I think that's your biggest chances of finding him. As I've said from every time I've looked in Hendersonville, Tennessee, I don't think you're looking for a grave. I don't think you're looking for a burial. You're looking for him laying there. Did he walk out, lay down, and passed? Was he already passed and got placed there? But I think you're looking for him. Okay? I believe this pond is very suspect. I got to get this thing looked at either by myself or from someone else. If you know how to look in ponds like this, get out there and look. Send me an email. I'll put you right to where it is. I'll share that location with you in a heartbeat. So what does it all mean? We all need to be looking for this boy, Sebastian Rogers. We don't need to be distracted. We need to come together, okay? Come together and look together for Sebastian Rogers. Now, I'll wrap it all up with this. I just recently read something, and I have it. I'm pulling it up on my phone right now because I have it in my photos because I think it's very profound. And it fits in with things that get said on this. Yes, here it is. So please listen to this very carefully. I'll even post this later. You absolutely have to become okay with not being liked, no matter how loving or kind you are. You will never please your way into collective acceptance. You could be a whole ray of sunshine, and people will hate you because they're used to rain. Be okay with shining regardless. What that says to me, people, is this. No matter what you present on your channel, no matter what you say, nine people may love it, but there's always going to be one that may not. Be okay with that. Some people have dealt with rain so much, they don't understand sunshine. But remain that shining light. Don't engage. Don't be distracted from your goals. If you knew how many emails I get that say, this person's saying this, or take a look at this, I don't have time to take a look at it. I'm trying to find Sebastian Rogers. I can't be distracted in trying to find him. I have a full-time job. You all know my story. I don't want to go through it. My time is limited. And when I have the time, I look for him. Let there be no distraction in finding Sebastian. Okay? So, hope this all made sense to you. The recaps, searches. Take a look at those videos. One thing I'm going to throw this right back up here real quick. What is that? What is that? Something's there. If you're in the neighborhood, if you're in the area, and you want to know where that is, shoot me an email, silversonthescene@yahoo.com, and I'll lead you right to it. Okay? So, with that, I'll end with this too. Remember, Allegedly, my opinion. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to say his name. We're not going to be distracted. And we're going to find Sebastian Rogers. Thank you for your time. Hope your Monday evening is great. Hope your week is fantastic. Keep his name out there. Keep stating it. Keep saying it. We will find you, Sebastian. You haven't been forgotten. Say his name, Sebastian Rogers. Thank you. Have a great night. Stay tuned. With Silvers on the Scene, there's always more to come. Thank you.
Silvers on the scene, silvers on the scene today. Silvers on the scene.